WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
Snow has returned to mid-Michigan just in time to make your evening commute slow and potentially dangerous. The weather is our top story tonight at 6, so thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer, and I'm here with 6 News Chief Meteorologist David Young. If you are getting ready to hit the road, take it slow tonight, David.
Yeah, it's really snarling traffic all across the area, pardon me, this afternoon, Siobhan, and will continue to do so for the next hour or so. Take a look at our traffic tracker. Lots of color on the screen, and that is never a good thing because traffic is quite slow out there, especially towards Detroit. And one significant accident in Eaton County. We've got the road blocked due to a crash on 69 southbound around Cochran Road, so be aware that that stretch of road is closed this afternoon because of the snowfall. We'll zoom out a little bit. We've got a winter weather advisory in effect for all of mid-Michigan until 1 o'clock in the morning. The satellite and radar shows the snow starting to break up. We've got a few more hours of very light snow, and even as of 11 o'clock, still some snow showers will be possible. Eastern sections of mid-Michigan could see an additional 1 to 2 inches, I think around an inch for the Lansing area. So overall, that part's looking pretty good. Meteorologist Kendall Wilson, we sent her out to brave the elements out there this afternoon. Kendall, I can see the snow coming down. How's it going out there?
Yeah, David, as you mentioned, this is a very light snow that continues to fall across the area, but don't let that fool you. We are still seeing some pretty significant travel impacts across the area. Outside right now, we just have some slushy conditions on the roads, and as you just saw, we have some road crews already out treating the roads. But as we go throughout the overnight hours, temperatures fall right back down into the low 20s, so any residual moisture that we have is going to be able to refreeze over. So still advised to use some caution overnight tonight, and even as we move into early tomorrow morning, as this light snow continues. Again, we are going to continue to monitor the situation, not only in terms of snowfall, but also on traffic across the area as well, David.
You just have to take it slow out there this evening as we head into the overnight hours and tomorrow morning. I do expect things to eventually begin to improve, but at least for the short term, things will remain quite slippery and into tomorrow morning. I think that's when things will really in earnest start to get a lot better. So bottom line is just use caution out tonight and early tomorrow morning. Roadcast keeps things in the red for tonight, but tomorrow morning, other than an icy patch, I expect some improvement as we head into the afternoon hours. Notice though on Sunday, more snow showers will build in, and that will give us some slippery roadways again as we start out next week as well. More in weather coming up. Siobhan?
All right, David, thank you. Well, speaking of the cold weather, we do have an update for you tonight after 2 people fell through the ice on Grass Lake this week. We now know one of those men, 47-year-old Nick Zinnis, passed away shortly after being rescued. This happened around noon on Sunday when Zinnis and another man were ice skating on the lake. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office says they did have a device to test the thickness of the ice, but the warning that the ice was too thin came just moments before Zinnis fell through. The other man was able to get to shore, and first responders pulled Zinnis out of the water. He died at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital shortly after. Michigan State University's School of Criminal Justice held its first ever cybercrime training to teach law enforcement the tools to tackle cyber threats. Our Zena Issa attended the training and learned all about the different types of cyber crimes being committed. Zena.
Being an expert in cybercrime does not make you immune to it. Tom Holt, a professor in the School of Criminal Justice and the director of this new program, is leading the charge.
And there's so many changes in technology that what you know from 5 years ago may not necessarily be relevant today. So our hope is to get people as close to the exact thing that's happening now.
He's been studying cybercrime since 2003 and gives trainings for different agencies internationally. Yet he recently was a victim to it.
My kid's school was just hacked yesterday from the PowerSchool hack. So I've had my identity stolen probably 10 different times.
PowerSchool, a platform many parents depend on for managing grades, attendance, and enrollment, recently announced a data breach. Families, including Holt's, are now at risk of identity theft.
So our hope is to better prepare the police agencies and criminal justice community to help the community as a whole, to help victims, and to help eliminate, to the extent that we can, cybercrime problems.
The training sessions, led by MSU experts, help criminal justice agencies across the state understand how to collect digital evidence, respond to victims, and investigate offenders.
This so far has been a great training, a lot of good info. The presenters know what they're talking about. They've done some of their own research, a lot of good engagement with people asking questions, so seems like they're pretty interested.
I've learned a lot. The internet's terrifying.
Holt hopes to use MSU's resources to better prepare agencies combat these threats across the state and make the internet a safer place for all.
The program is funded by $1 million in community project funds, which is why MSU was able to offer this training to law enforcement agencies for free. Back to you.
All right, Zena, thank you. Well, in this update, we told you the story about auto owners insurance and its new policy change back in December. Many employees used to work from home but went into the office every once in a while. Well, now the company's new policy requires workers to come in at least 2 days a week. Some of them are not happy, so a petition was created to let management know. Tonight, we are learning that 2 employees who were involved with the petition were fired. 6 News reached out to auto owners insurance for comment, and it said, quote, the associates were not terminated because of the content of the petition to continue to work from home. We made the decision to terminate regarding violations of company policy, including but not limited to those relating to the misuse of computer equipment and resources, end quote. Now, we did reach out to the employees who were fired to get their side of the story, but we were unable to speak with them. A Canadian plastics company is set to launch its first U.S. operations in Charlotte. The company says a big part of the big investment, and it's expected to bring in nearly 200 new jobs. Our Taryn Simmons spoke with the mayor of Charlotte. She's here for you now with the story.
Siobhan, the company is called Markdom International, and they're based in Ontario. The new facility will be located on 400 Parkland Drive in Charlotte and is expected to bring in 170 new jobs. Mayor Tim Lewis says they were competing against Ohio to gain the new investment. He also says the company president Nick Orlando told him if they came to the city, he would build a world-class facility.
He came to Charlotte, he was looking for a very, very specific type of building. And when he found it in Charlotte, it was a connection.
The mayor of Charlotte says the Lansing Economic Area Partnership reached out to him a few months ago about the company, which was looking for a new space.
LEAP had said, well, you need to take a look at Charlotte.
Lewis says the funding for the new operations will cost up to $19 million and bring 170 new jobs.
It's bigger than the jobs itself. You bring housing into the community because individuals are going to want to either stay here and live here or get a better house, bigger house.
And Emma Bostwick with LEAP agrees.
To build and grow our automotive sector, but also I think because it shows and demonstrates that we are a global community, that we compete globally, and we can recruit globally.
She says the company will bring a new light to the Lansing area.
It connects really well with Lansing Community College and Capital Area Michigan Works and the efforts going on related to workforce development.
Markdom would not need to build a new facility because they plan to move into one that is already completed, but they would need to renovate it. They could start production this fall.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We're still waiting on that big snow we get every winter, the double-digit snow, and this is certainly not one of those, but it is enough to cause some major problems out on area roadways. So if you have to travel over the next several hours, use caution. I think by tomorrow morning, things will begin to improve quite a bit, and tomorrow looks pretty good before more snow showers return as we head into Sunday afternoon. We've got about 1.5 inches to 2 inches on the ground so far this afternoon. We're not going to add a lot more to that, so additional snowfall from right now, if we zeroed it out, we're probably looking at another inch or so of accumulation, maybe up to 2 inches in some of our eastern counties, but overall not a lot of additional snowfall on the way this evening. Our winter storm severity index gives us a level 1 to a level 2, which is minor inconveniences overall. It's mainly because of the slush on the roads. We've been seeing so many problems this afternoon, and as I said, that will persist for the next couple of hours. Additional snow tonight through tomorrow morning. You can see how the blue shading is a little darker to the east. That's where the slightly heavier snow will be. We let this run through Saturday morning, but then I want to take it out further in time because watch what happens across Minnesota into Wisconsin. Snow begins to break out with a second system that's moving in. So we're going to add a little accumulation as we head into Sunday evening into Monday, probably another inch or two, and that'll probably get us in that 1 to 3 inch category by Monday afternoon. Most of the lake effect, of course, will be right along the lake shore. There's going to be some heavy accumulations, double-digit accumulations, in fact. When you add all hours up from right now through Monday afternoon, we're probably looking at another another 2 or 3 inches of additional snowfall. Here's a view from the Skyview Network looking over towards the Jolly Dunkel exit where conditions are quite slow out there, but still moving along. Temperature 24 degrees. Today's high only 25, so anything out there that looks wet is going to be frozen. Even treated roads will begin to freeze a bit tonight. 24 currently in Grand Ledge. You can see by the firehouse. Again, you've got some, you can see the ruts right there. So there's some roadway still visible, meaning it's not a terribly heavy snowfall. And the same thing as we check out the Jackson cam with our current temperature at 23 degrees. Final stop in Hillsdale. Snow beginning to cover the roads just a bit. Our current temperature in Hillsdale is at 23 degrees after a high today of 24. Cold outside, no doubt. We're in the mid-20s. We're not going to rise any tonight, so everything's going to be frozen as the snow begins to break up tonight through tomorrow morning. By around 11 o'clock, still some snow showers, but the widespread snow is done. As we head into tomorrow, we're looking at this trough moving east as clouds begin to increase, and off to our west, there comes that next storm system spreading some light snow back into the area by Sunday evening. Tonight's forecast, your low drops to 20 with snow showers continuing for the next few hours. Then for tomorrow, temperature is only in the upper 20s, so it's not terribly cold, but more importantly, not up to the freezing mark or even average this time of the year. Our 6-day forecast, snow showers Sunday and Monday into Tuesday. There could be some pretty good lake effect snow showers on Monday. We got to watch that. Single-digit lows Tuesday morning, and then get ready for the heat wave 32 next Sunday or Saturday as temperatures begin to cool behind that system back into the teens and single digits. It's another blast of Arctic air is on the way.
Yeah, just one day of relief, and that's it.
That's it. That's our January thaw, one day.
Thanks, David. Coming up, the state government has more money than expected, and now leaders in Lansing have to decide what to do with it. We're going to hear from an expert next. Thanks for watching 6 News at 6.